G'day legends. Have you ever been working on a session and needed to dial in the vocal super quick? Perhaps you have a client in the studio and you're just trying to get some vibe and character into the mix. And instead of having to load up a whole bunch of individual plugins and dial them in one at a time, which can take quite a bit of time, it's really handy to have plugins that are really streamlined and have everything built into them. So that's what we're going to explore in this video, checking out a brand new plugin, NOIZ One-Vox. So let's try it out on a couple of different voices. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to dial in a great sounding vocal. And after you check this demo out, if you want to try it out for yourself, make sure you hit that link in the description below. So for our first example, we've got a pop punk vocal here. Let me show you a little snippet of what that sounds like.
Was it something I said? Did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone...
Pretty cool sounding vocal, recorded with my Latin Audio Atlantis, and then a tiny little bit of Audioscape opto compression on the way in. So let's see if we can polish this up and get it sitting in the mix a little bit better now. So we've got NOIZ One-Vox on here, and what we're going to do to start with is add a little bit of brightness just to help it kind of cut through the mix and have that polished sound.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe?
Just adds like a little bit of excitement to the vocal. Now, we're going to add some compression.
Try to hide away the way you feel inside, but the answers aren't so clear, and you're messing with my mind. Your silhouette remains. Will this ever change? We don't.
So maybe a little heavy-handed there. You can hear it really clamping down. We've got the reduction cranked. I'm going to aim for around -3 to -6 dBs of gain reduction.
Take a deep breath before you explode. I'm used to all the bad news. It's the good news I ignore. I'm used to having something, but always wanting more. In a second, it could all be lost for good.
So those two things already have made this vocal sound heaps better. Now I've got a couple of effects down the bottom here. Let's bring in our de-esser, and you can see we can choose between a couple of different EQ points for where the de-esser is going to react.
Was it something I said? Did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? Try to hide away the way you feel inside, but the answers aren't so clear, and you're messing with my mind. Your silhouette remains. Will this ever change? We don't know. Read between the lines. Was this everything you wanted? Hidden in the flames. Hope for better days. We won't know.
So I think 7 kilohertz sounds pretty good. And then you just click and drag this up and down to get the desired amount of de-essing. Let's bring in some echo.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? Try to hide away the way you feel inside, but the answers aren't so clear.
So that's cool. There's kind of two different flavors of echo there. Your normal, which is more full frequency sounding delay, and then you got your dark, which is a little bit more lo-fi. I think I'm going to go with like the 8th note though in the normal, and all of these are tempo synced to the project.
Your silhouette remains. Will this ever change? We don't know. Read between the lines. Was this everything you wanted? Hidden in the flames. Hope for better days. We won't.
Just that little bit of slap. I think that sounds really cool. Let's add some reverb. We've got 5 different reverbs to choose from. Let's crank these up and hear them.
Days we won't know. Take a deep breath before you explode. I'm used to all the bad news. It's the good news I ignore. I'm used to having something, but always wanting more. In a second, it could all be lost for good. Oh well, I really think it should. When I leave and I close the door behind, well, you start to feel alone.
So a couple of good choices there. They all sound pretty nice. I'm going to go with the plate because I think the plate's going to work well with this track.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? I
think that sounds great. Now I've got a couple of different effects that we can apply as well. So a doubling effect, there's 2 different types of doubling, 2 times and 4 times. There's upwards and downwards compression, and there is also some distortion. Let's hear what these sound like.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? Try to hide away the way you feel inside, but the answers aren't so clear, and you're messing with my...
That upward down compression's really cool at just bringing that vocal forward. That sounds great.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this?
Nice vocal distortion there as well. That's a tough choice because they all sound really cool, and it would be nice maybe to see in an update, maybe a second effects section where you can apply distortion and a doubling effect. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? Try to hide away the way you feel inside, but the answers aren't so clear.
That sounds great. That vocal sounds awesome. Let's hear it in the context of the mix.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal?
That's sitting in the track heaps better now. Sounds great. And that's such a simple user interface to get it dialed in. Now I want to quickly show you when we drive the input, we can actually get this like preamp distortion kind of thing. We can drive it and get it sounding nice and gritty. So I'm going to pull the output down so this doesn't get too loud for you.
Something I said, did you take it in the wrong way? This goddamn stress is causing me to have a breakdown, a meltdown. Can someone save me from this verbal catastrophe? Try to hide away the way you feel inside.
That sounds sick. Of course, then you could readjust the amount of gain reduction you're getting because we're hitting the compressor quite hard there now. But that's just another flavor that you can add to your vocals. If you want to check this song out, there's a link in the description below. The band is called Only at the Movies and the song is called Bad News. Okay, so now that we understand the plugin and all of its parameters, let's jump into a different project and try it out on a completely different voice. So our next example is a song from an artist called Sarah Lynn. She has an absolutely killer voice. She's a country music artist. I helped produce this track for her and it's called I Would Run. Now I've stripped all the plugins off that we used in the actual mix that we did, and I'm just going to try and dial in a really good vocal sound using the NOIZ One-Vox plugin. This is what it sounds like without anything at the moment.
You're the glue to everything. You're my shoulder when I'm blue. There would be no us if there was no you.
Killer voice, and I'm pretty sure we recorded this one with this microphone, the Neumann TLM 103. This poor mic cops a bit of hate from the audio community, but as you can hear, it sounds absolutely killer on her voice. Let's try and dial this in now.
You're the glue to everything. You're my shoulder when I'm blue. There would be no us if there was no you. And when the times were tough, you would always show up in your white pickup truck, and I would run.
Sounds great. All right, let's hear it with the mix behind it.
You're the glue to everything. You're my shoulder when I'm blue.
So how good is that? Her vocals just coming through sounding really nice and polished. And what's cool about this is it's really hard to mess this up. The biggest place where you could probably stuff this up in this plugin is using too much gain reduction. So that's where you really got to listen to what the compression's doing and make sure it's not clamping down and sucking the vocal down, but it's actually kind of massaging the vocal and keeping it in place. And then the rest of it's just dialing in those effects to taste and then just getting the level sitting in the mix just right. It's easy to use and it sounds sick. So let's hear that again and just pay attention to like the airy detail that we've added, but also the depth that's been added to this vocal, and it's been so easy to dial this in.
'Cause I know you like to keep me warm in the winter fog, and I would run with wild horses to get to you.
I love that. It sounds great. It doesn't sound overcooked. Doesn't sound like it's been over EQ'd or anything like that. It's literally just enhanced the vocal and made it sound better. And for those who want to do it even quicker, there are some pretty great presets here. So let me just show you a couple of those as well.
'Cause I know you like to keep me warm in the winter fog, and I would run with wild horses to get to you. 'Cause I know you like to keep me warm in the winter fog.
It's cool. There's some really great presets in there. So that's lead vocals, right? But what about a backing vocal? What about a harmony? What can we do with this to make our harmony sound really cool quickly? So to get me started quickly, I'm going to go for a backing vocal Vox Soft from Dean Landon.
I would run with wild horses. I would run with wild horses.
But I want this to kind of like hug the lead vocal and sound wide. So I'm going to crank the effects. I'm going to go to the 2x doubler because it sounds a bit wider. And we're going to smash this all the way up to 10.
I would run with wild horses.
Now let's blend this in with our lead vocal.
I would run with wild horses. I would run with wild horses. I would run with wild horses.
Really cool. Just hugs that vocal. Cool kind of wide backing vocal sound. That took like 10 seconds. Just pick the preset and then just crank that doubler effect. It sounds great. So in my opinion, this is a super cool streamlined plugin. I love that you can dial things in quickly, but it's actually quite hard to mess up. But I also like that you can get some creative effects in there too. If you guys think that the NOIZ One-Vox plugin looks cool and you want to try it out for yourself, hit that link in the description below. You can go and do a free trial of it, get it into your door and see what you think. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support this channel, check out the link in the description below to my website. Go and pick yourself up a drum sample pack or a mixing course. And while we're talking about vocal production, if you want to make sure you're recording your vocals properly, then check out this next video coming up.